At Optivia, our mission is to offer the world lifelong transformation, one healthy habit at a time. The following audio contains the personal testimonials of independent coaches and clients within the Optivia community. Their results are based on the unique experiences of their journey. We cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. We hope these stories inspire you to continue your journey with or join Optivia, but please note they have not been verified and your individual journey to optimal health will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you speak with a healthcare provider in the US or a doctor in Singapore and Hong Kong prior to beginning your journey with Optivia. Additionally, this audio may contain income or earning representations of some independent Optivia coaches. We cannot guarantee financial success. Success with Optivia is derived from successful sales efforts, which required hard work, diligence, skill, persistence, competence, and leadership. Optivia acknowledges that this audio may be accessible to Optivia coaches in the US, Hong Kong, and Singapore. For independent Optivia coaches operating in the US, please see the Optivia Income Disclosure Statement for statistics on actual earnings of US coaches under the US Compensation Plan. Please note that the Income Disclosure Statement only applies to independent Optivia coaches operating in the US under the US Compensation Plan and does not in any way constitute any representations as to actual or potential accrual of benefits for Hong Kong or Singapore coaches under the International Compensation Plan. Yours in health, the Optivia team.
All right, everyone. So excited to be with you tonight. Many of you were on our last call, and now we're going to move into an incredible night of sharing stories. Many of you are on, and you're on from all over the world. So if you're in the United States, we want to hear from you. If you're in Singapore, we want to hear from you. If you are in Hong Kong, we want to hear from you. All of you guys are in different places right now. Some of you guys are certified independent Optivia coaches. Some of you guys are just checking us out for the first time tonight. We want to welcome you. Some of you have experience with us as clients. We want to thank you for everything that you're doing and for really honing in and really diving in and digging deep to reach your optimal health. And many of you guys, you're looking for an opportunity tonight, and we're excited to share with you. So I want to introduce myself. I have the pleasure of being your host tonight. Optivia has changed my life. I have been part of this amazing organism and program for 8 years. I was at the young age of 31 when I found Optivia, and now I am 39. And in those 8 years, my whole life has been better. You can see here on the screen, my beautiful wife, 2 out of my 3 kids. And when I found Optivia, I was overweight, I was overworked. I had figured out a way to get to the heaviest weight I've ever been. It was an incredible stress eater, emotional eater. And Optivia gave me the tools to not just lose the weight, but to build a healthy mind. And in the process, I was given the opportunity to become an independent Optivia coach. And at the time, I have to tell you, I was working in pharmaceutical sales. I worked for Johnson & Johnson. I was the guy that had the company car. I did well on the outside, but on the inside, I was not doing as well as one might expect. We were drowning in debt. Our marriage was broken. We were on the verge of divorce. And coaching actually was the one thing that turned all that around. How amazing was that? It gave me passion, it gave me purpose, and it's so amazing that as you're helping other people move forward in their life, how beautiful it is that you start to move forward in your life. So you're probably thinking, that's great, Jamil, but what's some of the reasons as to why we're not only on here tonight, but what's some of the compelling reasons as to why people start coaching and start coaching with Optivia? And so as you're going to learn over the next half an hour that Optivia is a living, breathing organism. I mean, it really is about the mission, and we'll get into the mission. But a big part of the mission and why we do what we do is what Dr. Rey fundamentally saw years and years ago. So if we just take a look at some statistics, and we look at some statistics worldwide, then you'll see that obesity has nearly tripled since 1975. Now, I was born in 1981, and that wasn't that long ago. And you think about obesity tripling in that time, that is not only scary, it is somewhat depressing. Most of the world's population lives in countries where overweight and obesity kills more people than being underweight. And if you just look in the United States and in America, that almost a third of adults with partners, 31%, report that money is a major source of conflict in their relationships. And you also find that 69% of workers were stressed over their finances, with fully 72% admitting to worrying about their personal finances at work. That was me, you guys. So I want to introduce you guys, because tonight we have three beautiful stories. People that have started out oftentimes like you have, and have found solace in a great vehicle to not only help themselves, but help a lot of other people. So first up tonight, I want you to fall in love with Victor Rey's story, because it is wonderful. Victor, my friend, are you there tonight?
I am here. Thank you, first of all, Jamil. Thank you for inviting me to speak tonight and share some of my story with everybody joining us. Literally all around the world now, right? So that's so incredible. I'm coming to you from my home here in Salinas, California, and it's a very timely invitation, actually. So yesterday was my 2-year health anniversary, as we call it, my anniversary of embarking in my personal health journey, and my 1-year anniversary of getting to what I thought was just an unsurmountable goal of losing 100 pounds. And so that's obviously been such a blessing in my life, particularly after what for me was a 20-year relationship with obesity and morbid obesity. So I was definitely one of those data points in which we're just talking about. And in the last 2 years, you know, my life has just completely shifted. I've gone from what I call, I used to be a professional couch potato, and now I've gone on to compete in races like 5Ks and 10Ks, and gotten into long distance biking up to 30 miles. It's just incredible shift. All kinds of hikes here in California and Arizona as well. And along the way to my health goals, you know, I just became really inspired with what was going on with my body and my mind, to give this gift of health and hope to others like me that were just praying for a solution to their situation. And that's been such a blessing. And it's interesting because it started as, I guess you could say, a hobby. I didn't really think or dream of it amounting to much. I just wanted to help. And I've definitely been able to do that with dozens upon dozens of clients, friends, family, people that I didn't know and that now are friends and like family. So that's been such a blessing. And it's turned into really a career, a side business flourishing, and really a financial salvation in the last few months. I lost my job. I have an MBA. I had 20 years of experience in my field of produce, executive with a over 6-figure salary, definitely an essential industry, but there I was. And so I was so blessed to have this to sustain my family. And then also just to fill in what was always missing, which was the purpose. I never had that feeling of fulfillment as far as, was I really doing what I was meant to do here on earth? And now I can say that I am. And so, you know, it's funny, I just stumbled onto this, but it's really saved my health, improved my mindset, my relationships, and now it's my full-time profession. So it's just such a blessing, and I'm happy to be here. I'm excited about the future, and you know, it all started with just saying yes to myself.
And I love that. Thank you so much, Victor. And what I love about that, Victor, honestly, was the vulnerability, and you being able to take us to a space, because I know a lot of people are like you and have lost their professions. And I remember actually that happening to me in 2008 and 9. And so for you to have Optivia is truly a blessing. You guys, wow. And I'm looking at the chats and the comments, and I'm appreciating everything that you're saying. So, you know, what is the program and the company that Victor is a coach for? And so let's really dive into what does this program offer and what's its history and what's its story and its credibility. The man that you see here on the right, his name is Dr. Wayne Scott Anderson. He is one of the most incredible, trustworthy, knowledgeable people that I have ever met. Critical care physician, graduating first in his class as valedictorian, went on to head several clinics and medical clinics. And really, you know, Optivia is a company that comprises many people that are just like you and me. It's really a company that's committed to providing solutions to people's problems, which is great. And so you find over 30,000 independent Optivia coaches. You find lots of folks in the healthcare profession. And really, Dr. Rey, you know, having the vision years and years and years ago to move out of what we call healthcare, which oftentimes is sick care, and now create something that's going to allow people to bring health and hope back into their lives. Along the way, really partner with our parent company, which is Medifast, which you see here is in 2017, based off of Forbes, is America's most trustworthy company. It's a Fortune, it's on the New York Stock Exchange. It's just beautiful. And so really the story is offering the world transformation one healthy habit at a time, and really came from the vision of Dr. Wayne Scott Anderson. And so Optivia really started with this incredible mission that every single person, we are going to give lifelong transformation one healthy habit at a time. Here where I am in the United States and into the world, and this is where you start to see it now start to expand into places like Singapore and Hong Kong. How amazing. So what makes Optivia different? How do you see all these people that's having all these transformations? Well, it's really what we call our 4 components, and it really sets Optivia apart from basically anything that you've ever seen and will see that's out there. See, the first component is every single client has their own independent Optivia coach that's going to take them by the hands, really love on them, and guide them through their program. And so having that support really makes it simple to where the client doesn't have to think about how do I do it or what do I do. They have someone that's an advocate for them that's going to literally guide them through. And then the second component is Dr. Rey's Habits of Health Transformational System. And then this system, what it does is it moves out of just having short-term results and now puts you in the driver's seat of your own life and your own healthy mindset on how do you transform from the inside out, which is incredible. So you get to work on all of what we call the micro habits and the macro habits, so that as you start to progress and as you start to create the things that you want to do in your life, you actually have a foundation to do that. And then the third component is the Optivia community. It's just easier, as you and I know, to be in mission with people who are like-minded. If you are striving for major goals and to have a huge thriving community that is going to empower you, that's going to educate you, that's going to inspire you and motivate you, it's just easier to do. And so you are thrust into this live organism of the Octavia community, where you have a lot of people who are in your corner, in your empowerment corner. And then, of course, the last leg of the 4 components is the Optivia Fueling. So this gives you an extremely easy structured program that's going to allow you to get your physical health on track and allow you to start to reach a healthy weight and start to have really dynamic, healthy habits as we start to give ourselves better and proper nutrition. And it's easy, and I think that's why so many people do it and so many people love it. And so what we offer the world is what we call the trilogy of optimal health. So we're not just solely focused on having a healthy body. Although many clients and many patients start that way, just like I did, but Dr. Rey's vision was much bigger than that, much bigger. See, we are offering people what we call optimal health, the ability to have not just a healthy body, but healthy mind as well. as you see so many who are striving to have and cultivate a healthier mind and the opportunity to have healthy finances. And what we do is we help people move from wherever they're at on a scale of 1 to 10. We help them move in a transitional state closer to that 10 in their life. And once we have that sweet middle spot of all of these areas balanced, now we can have what we call optimal health. How beautiful is that? And so some of the benefits of becoming an Optivia coach are it reinforces your decisions to be healthy. You know, I started on my journey 8 years ago, and I will say 8 years later that I am basically being able to adopt so many positive habits, and from going out there and helping other people live healthier lifestyle, it's been the number one thing that's forced me into a healthier lifestyle. Pay it forward and you make a difference. You heard Victor talk about purpose. Wow, where passion meets purpose. Being able to help other people have breakthroughs in their lives really allows you to do that. It is just fun and rewarding. It is the most fun I have ever had in my life. And I've worked for some really prominent companies. You are compensated very, very well for doing very, very good in the world. The currency of goodwill is one of the ways you are compensated the most. And of course, you have fulfilled financial needs and goals, which many of us are having right now, especially given the climate that we're in. And it also allows you to leave a legacy, which you will hear more in as we go through more of these beautiful stories. So we have a progressive growth model. Some of you guys are thinking, okay, I get that, Jamil, but just get to it. How does this thing work? Well, as an Optivia coach, you have the amazing ability to work with clients like Victor, work with clients like me or your mom or your aunt, and really help them start to reach their goals in life. And then you move to a progressive state to what we call a business coach. And now where you get to work with clients, but now you get to start coaching coaches and helping them, training them on how to go help other people be more successful. And then as a business leader, you're working with clients and coaches and you're training and you're teaching clusters of coaches as well. And every progressive step within the model, your compensation changes as well. It's such a beautiful thing. And so I want to bring on one of my favorite people in the world. I've known Sherah Wiley for years now, and her story, I think you're going to hear your story as she outlines how coaching has been a tremendous blessing for her. So Sherah, are you there tonight?
I am here. How exciting is this? I want to thank you so much for allowing me to come on and share my story, as my story in terms of the trilogy is a little bit different because I did not have a whole lot of weight physically to lose. Where I had to stop challenge shoes, if you were on the last call, was up here, was my mindset and from a career perspective. So this is a beautiful segue, Jamil, into my story. So my mindset shift happened almost 2 years ago. My husband had incredible success on this program. He lost 72 pounds. 7 years ago, it was introduced into my life, and this became kind of a side hustle, or I call it more of a labor of love, because I studied health and wellness in college, but like many of you out there who may be in corporate America, I chased the dollar. I love to tote the line that I was coin operated, right? Success would bring happiness and all the nice things that came with success. The financial success was to bring happiness, and that wasn't my reality. That was the real I wanted people to see. So I was in a high stress corporate IT sales job with a Fortune 500 company, but it left me feeling absolutely depleted. And I was a master blamer. I blamed my boss. I blamed my job. I blamed my husband. I blamed my neighbor. I blamed my dog for everything that was happening in my life. Are you seeing a trend here in terms of my thinking? As Optivians, we consider that below the line thinking. And what this program has offered me, it has given me a gift where I knew what I had to do. Remember, I'm helping people on the side achieve health and wellness, but I was a complete fraud. I was not living the program and doing the program myself. So I had to hit the pause button. I had to stop. I had to challenge my thinking. Is this a place where I was happy that I wanted to continue in? Or am I going to choose to take a different route in my life? And I knew it started with my habits. I was eating and I was drinking way too much. When you see that line, mama needs wine or whatever, that was me. I couldn't wait for 5 o'clock to pop the cork and pour myself a glass of relief. Who out there is with me? The balancing act of a career, of a family, of all the extracurricular activities. It got me to my breaking point. And I knew that I needed to make that healthy shift in order to show up as my best self for my family and all of those that I loved and I cared for. My marriage too was suffering, again, because I was the master blamer. So what I did is I got back on program. I got my health, my eating habits in check. And what it did was it gave me the confidence to pursue health coaching as a career. So I've been blessed with helping hundreds of clients all over the United States feel better about themselves. And it's given me the confidence, and I wake up with so much purpose in the morning. I can't wait to get going. You know, in my corporate job, nobody ever told me that, thanked me for saving their life. Nobody ever Zoomed with me with tears in their eyes, telling them that I've given them ability to get down on the floor so they can play with their grandchildren. This is what Optivia offers you as a coach. I have so much fuel and purpose and passion for what I do that I can't help but scream from the rooftops. So my husband and I, to be able to prioritize our family, and we have taken this time, this time of unknown, and it's been a time of solitude. And I have Optavia to thank for that. I'm able to schedule my time to be present for them and just be and just go. I don't have that gravity problem. I don't have that issue of I can't leave my home office. We just took a road trip to Colorado for 10 days and I had the freedom to do that. And I have Optavia to thank for that. So if I was to leave you with any question right now, it would be, what is it that you want? Thank you so much for Jamil for allowing me to come on and share my story with y'all.
Sherah, I think we're thanking you. And again, you know, I see the chat and the comments really blowing up, and the vulnerability. I think it's freeing to a lot of people. And I love that you got to really spend time with your family and do what matters most to you, but not be affected as it relates to, you know, your income as well. So thank you so much. So I want to move from California, where Sherah is, and move out to Colorado and introduce you to an amazing couple, Liz and Sean Henley, who have just been tearing it up as independent coaches, and have found, as Sherah said, solace in really building the business together as well. So Sean and Liz, are you two there tonight?
We sure are. Hi, everyone. My name's Liz.
And I'm Sean.
And wow, we have heard some powerful stories tonight. So we will share a little bit with you about our story. Our Octavia journey began about 1.5 years ago when I was my husband's first client on program. Like many of the mamas out there, after becoming a new mom, I felt lost. I didn't know who I was anymore. I didn't like the way my body looked. I didn't like the way I felt. I didn't like the way I was showing up in the world. And I jumped on this program and it changed everything for me. The energy I had, the stress, I was able to deal with it in such more positive ways. You know, when you have a house full of tiny humans, stress is inevitable. It's gonna happen. So I was able to respond to it in such a better way that really allowed me to model good examples for my kiddos. And so I watched my husband coach from the sidelines for about 1 year, honestly, and I saw all of these lives that he was touching, and I had been so passionate about my story, and honestly, I had so many people talk to me about, what are you doing? You know, you seem so different, you look different, what do you have going on? I thought, okay, enough is enough. It's time for me to dive in and join him. So I took the leap with him this year, and it's probably been one of the best decisions that I've made. You know, one of my favorite pieces of this business is the ability to fit it in around our family. Whether we are at the park or playing in the backyard in the mud again, or on a vacation, we are able to dive into our business without taking time away from our family. We engage our kids in the business with us. You know, they celebrate when someone new partners with us. They like to come up with fun little business ideas of their own. And my oldest even likes to keep mommy on track when she tries to take a bite of something that maybe doesn't support her goals.
Awesome job, Liz. So something that we both thought was super duper amazing, attractive about this business was the support of our mentorship teams and the Optivia community. So to the entrepreneurs or people thinking about becoming entrepreneurs, either you know or you don't know, but for us, when we started our first business, we were the only support we had. There was no teams to collab with, there were no systems in place to utilize, and we had to create everything from scratch. That took too much time away from our friends, our family, and our personal lives. So I know if I'm flying to the moon, I'm gonna ask Neil Armstrong. So believe me when I say this, the community, the mentorship, the family, here it's top notch.
I'm probably going to ask Elon Musk, but I hear what you're saying. So the last piece that we want to leave you with is the personal development that we have experienced. You know, our coaching business has allowed us to dive into personal growth and mindset work more than anything else we've ever experienced. I'd even venture to say that it's probably been one of the best things we've done for the health of our marriage.
She gets to work with her best friend.
Yeah, I do. So we get to constantly work on ourselves, you know, we get to learn how to show up as the best version of ourselves. And that benefits our marriage, it benefits our kids, it benefits our other coaches and our clients. And it just feels so good to grow personally. So if you're on this call tonight, if you're watching the replay, if you're looking for something more, if you're looking for more time with your family, if you're looking for less stress in your life, if you have that calling inside of you for just a greater purpose in life, we encourage you to reach out to the person that invited you tonight and just explore how coaching might benefit your life, because I promise you it can change so much. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
I love that. Thank you so much, Sean and Liz. And, you know, a big part of what I love about their story is, you know, the fact that they're able to build this together. And they got 3 boys. Just think about that, 3 young boys at home. And now that they're able to, you know, be at home and build this together and leave a legacy for their kids. How amazing is that? So let's go back to our presentation. Because I want to tell you really how does it work. So many of you guys are probably thinking, okay, Jamil, I heard Victor, I heard Sean and Liz, and I heard Sherah, but what does that have to do about me? And how does it work, man? So let's dive into it a little bit. So, you know, coaching is really a relational model. We really spend our time looking for people who are looking for us. And it's really focused on optimal health and well-being. And hopefully you're starting to understand what our philosophy of that means. Our philosophy is that you can pretty much have it all. And there are solutions that are out there, and we feel pretty good that we have them. You're self-employed and independent. You don't have a boss. There's no one saying you have to do this or you have to do that or you have to be here. You can work your business full-time or part-time as opportunity. This is extremely low startup and operating costs. You know, Sean, when he first came on as a coach, he was running his own business, and he had to invest a tremendous amount to start that business. You know, when you start as a coach, it's a very, very low operating cost. Flexible business hours, as you heard from Liz, you can really, you know, stick it into the nook and the crannies of your life. There's no quotas or monthly purchase requirements, which was a blessing for me, especially coming from pharmaceutical and medical sales. I spent basically all day long and all month long answering about numbers, and that wasn't very fun. And you have tremendous training and support. As Sean said, you don't have to try to figure it out. All the systems and structures are there. You just plug in your beautiful personality and how to now start to do it. So if you're thinking about Optivia coach support, and what kind of support does it have? Well, you have comprehensive one-on-one training where you're really going to be working with your support team. You learn as you earn. So you don't have to I saw a lot of people in the chat have MBAs and doctoral degrees. You don't need any of that stuff. You just need a heart for people. You need to be open and coachable and have a work ethic. And so you're going to earn as you learn along the way. You really get to work with a business coach and incredible mentorship teams. We employ team coaching. So again, much of what your success is going to come, especially in the beginning, is going to be helped by people who are competent and know how to do it. You work at your own pace, and it's you can operate your business basically from anywhere that you're at. So you heard, I think it was Sherah went on a trip with her family and still ran her business even though she wasn't at home. And you have the opportunity to change lives regionally, locally, or even, as we start to move across the world. So I want to encourage you and invite you to join our Optivia mission and lifelong transformation, one healthy habit at a time, as we go out there and really look to serve the world. And fact of the matter is, we are just going to need many, many more people to go help as many people that are looking for help physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially. And I think that you would be, just like from the stories you heard, uniquely blessed with an opportunity like this one here. So I want to encourage you to go back to the people that invited you on tonight, and we look forward to seeing you as we go and really thrive and help the world get better. I want to encourage you to have a great night. Thank everybody for being on tonight. Thank you to all of our incredible speakers, and we'll see you right here next week at the same time. Have a great night, everyone.
At Optivia, our mission is to offer the world lifelong transformation, one healthy habit at a time. The prior audio contained the personal testimonials of independent coaches and clients within the Optivia community. Their results are based on the unique experiences of their journey. We cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. We hope those stories inspire you to continue your journey with or to consider joining Optivia. But please note that they have not been verified and your individual journey to optimal health will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you speak with a healthcare provider in the U.S. or a doctor in Singapore and Hong Kong prior to beginning your journey with Octavia. Additionally, this audio may have contained income or earning representations of some independent Optavia coaches. We cannot guarantee financial success. Success with Optavia is derived from successful sales efforts, which require hard work, diligence, skill, persistence, competence, and leadership. Optavia acknowledges that this audio may be accessible to Optavia coaches in the U.S., Hong Kong, and Singapore. For independent Optavia coaches operating in the U.S., please see the Optavia Income Disclosure Statement for statistics on actual earnings of U.S. coaches under the U.S. Compensation Plan. Please note that the Income Disclosure Statement only applies to independent Optavia coaches operating in the U.S. under the U.S. Compensation Plan and does not in any way constitute any representations as to actual or potential accrual of benefits for Hong Kong or Singapore coaches under the International Compensation Plan. Yours in health, the Optavia team.